What is up, you guys? My name is RVZ and welcome back to Heart of the Woods. Okay. With almost every step I take, I cast a glance behind me. I keep expecting to hear the crunch of snow, or spot a flash of red hair as Tara follows me, but there's nothing. I'm alone. I hurry through the woods practically on autopilot. Less than a week ago, I'd have never set foot in the forest on my own, but now I already have the path to the clearing memorized. It gives me extra time to worry. What am I even doing? Everything about this situation is extremely not me. Heading off on my own into a dark forest without telling anyone to go meet up with a ghost? Even thinking the word ghost still makes my heart lurch. I've seen her with my own eyes and yet I still have trouble of believing it. And I'm just trusting that she's not going to lead me to her lair or suck out my soul or something like that. I feel like Gretel, and I'm not even cautious enough to leave a breadcrumb trail. But still, I keep walking. You're gonna get fucked up, Mads. You gotta be careful, Maddie. There's something exciting in being on my own, in doing something without Tara. I can't remember the last time I had a secret from her. At least not a big one. Not telling her about the ghost girl feels a little bit like rebellion. I feel like I deserve something exciting that's all my own. She and Morgan can go do whatever. I doubt Tara will even notice I'm not around. And even if she does, it's something that she needs to get used to. I've tried to show her how to cut a video or frame a shot lots of times. It's her fault if she still doesn't get it. Just like it's her own fault that she's missing out now. As I approach the clearing, I slow down a bit. My usual trepidation overtakes me once again as I contemplate just how reckless this is. There's absolutely no guarantee that this girl isn't dangerous, that I'll walk out of these woods alive. Normally, I'd chastise Tara for following her gut instinct, which dictates probably 70% of her decisions. Yet that's all that I have to go off right now. The feeling that I'm safe with the ghost girl, that she won't harm me. I cross the threshold of trees and into the clearing, just like the other times. It's serenely quiet. Even my past footsteps are gone, erased by the wind or snowfall. I'm here. Somehow, I feel like she already knows. The forest swallows my words, returning to frozen, pristine silence. Whoa, what the fuck? Whoa, what the fuck? She steps out from behind the tree. A small smile sits on her face, though her eyes are slightly downcast. She waves, meeting my eyes just for a moment before glancing away. Hi there. My words hang in the still air. Were you waiting for me? We lock eyes again, and she nods, quickly, earnestly. I hope it wasn't for too long. She shakes her head, and then she laughs. I'm not sure what the joke is, though. What? What's so funny? Once she catches her breath, she bites her lip as she ponders. After a moment, she shrugs, looking apologetic. I guess explaining a joke through gestures would be difficult. She sidles up next to me, and I fight the urge to step back, though I've decided to trust her. My instincts still belie my nerves, but what she seems to be most interested is in the bag slung over my shoulder. She simulates opening the bag so that she can see into it. Nosy, huh? Immediately, she backsteps, waving her arms in a frantic, apologetic motion. Sorry, I was just kidding. You can look. She regards me like a timid deer as I hold the bag open for her to see. Inside are a couple of books that I picked up in the village this morning. I hold up the first one, small and square and baby blue. I got a really strange look from the person who runs the bookstore because of this one. It's a book of baby names. Her eyes go wild and she grasps at her belly, then points at me. It takes me a second to understand what she means, and for some reason, I feel my face flush. What the? What? Wait, what? Is she pregnant? What? Oh, okay, I get, oh no, I'm not pregnant, but what the fuck? I thought maybe you could use it to show me your name? If it's a name that would be what the fuck, okay, alright. Before I can finish my sentence, she's zoomed back over to me, all sense of personal space once again discarded. She clasps her hands, a fearful look in her eyes, and ups up and down. Frankly, it's adorable. Guess you're a fan. Okay, cool. She eyes the book hungrily. She must be really excited to share her name with me. It's a little exciting for me too. It's nice to see someone so excited about being with me. I fight to keep an over-jealous grin off my face. Okay, let's see. I look around. Aside from the trees and snow, there isn't much to see. I wonder if there's something about this place in particular that the girl likes. Is there somewhere nearby where we could sit down? It feels a little weird to just keep standing. Finger on her chin, she ponders. Then, she turns and points towards the woods, even further in. I can tell from the look in her eyes that she's uncertain. I swallow a lump in my throat. I've come this far after all. Sure, that's fine, lead the way. What the fuck? I think Maddie is in love with the ghost girl, apparently. She does so, but never gets too far from my side. Every few steps, she glances over at me, as if making sure I'm still there. That feels a little backwards to me, but in a nice way. I don't really feel compelled to break the silence either. Of course, part of that is because any conversation would be one-sided, but also, she looks content. Like, she's just happy to be here. I am too. The silence doesn't feel vast and overwhelming, like it does with Tara. It feels warm. Before too long, I realize what our destination is. This is nearly the same path that Morgan took us down just a couple of dusks ago. I recognize some of the more grotesquely wrapped trees. We're going to that church. Eyes wide, she nods, probably surprised that I know of it. One of the villagers showed it to us a few days ago. Me and my friend. It feels weird to just call Tara my friend. Usually, if I'm talking to someone about Tara, they've met her. This girl just nods yet again. Oh. As we reach the edge of the trees and the church itself comes into sight, I look around for traces of the monster we saw days before. There are none to be seen, though no snapped or toppled trees, no footsteps as deep as I am tall. Much like the girl beside me, there's no trace of its existence. I look over to the door of the church where she's patiently waiting for me. Once again, I fight back all my fears and hesitations and head for the door too. It's too late to turn back now. The door is slightly ajar from our visit days ago. A thin trail of snow ponders the entryway, but otherwise the church is dry. It's still unnaturally warm. I wonder if that has to do with the girl too. From the way she walks, I can tell she's familiar with the place. She heads to the front, stopping just shy of the altar, where she turns around to face me. Being back here is a little unnerving, and I slowly approach her, though she hasn't given me any reason to be suspicious. The image of those monstrous eyes is ingrained in my memory. But this time, there's no howling wind or earth-shaking footsteps, just one girl, waiting, patiently. I give her a smile as I sit down on one of the pews near the front. It's end from stone, smooth and rigid. She takes a seat right beside me. Normally, being this close to strangers makes me uncomfortable, but with her, I don't really mind. Part of it, of course, the fact that I can't feel her at all, but the other part is that It feels kind of pleasant to sit together like this. I hastily pushed the thought out of my head. She's a ghost. She is literally transparent and unsubstantial. I rummaged through the bag and grabbed the book of baby names. Okay, so first, she bounces up and down with anticipation as I tear off the plastic cling wrap and stuff it on the tote bag. Is it the first letter early in the alphabet? She nods and holds up one finger. I, L. Two shakes of her head. She touches her index fingers together and then uses her middle finger to cross between them. Oh, an A. Enthusiastic nodding. I flip the first couple of pages in the book. Right in the middle of the A's, the first name I spot is Amber. Impatiently, she leans over me and motions to go further back, towards the start. I turn the pages slowly, giving her time to scan. On the first very page, she holds out a hand to stop and points. She's practically angling over my shoulder to show me. Abigail? Your name is Abigail. She gives me the biggest, most radiant grin I've ever seen as she nods. Her joy is infectious, and I can't help but smile too. Abigail. I repeat it, and she looks even more joyful. A beam of light breaks through the glass window, illuminating dust motes that make it look as if she's sparkling. We lock eyes, and I feel my breath catch in my throat. The look in her eyes, pure, unadulterated happiness, is something I've never seen before. They shine with tears, the good kind. The kind that bring out the color of her eyes, the radiant kind. I didn't know I could make someone happy like this. I quickly look away, back to the now irrelevant book in my lap. Anyway, Abigail, I had a couple of questions, is that okay? Abigail nods. So, maybe this is rude to ask, but are you a ghost? Or are you something else? Abigail closes her eyes. With a sad smile, nods. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what the appropriate response to something like that is. Then are you from Eisenfeld? Nod. Do you know a girl from there called Morgan? She shakes her head. That makes sense. I'm sure Morgan would have mentioned her before, if so. So, have you been a ghost for a long time then? I cringe a little as I ask. It seems gauche, although I'm not entirely sure what proper etiquette is for this kind of conversation. In answer to my question, she nods again. But do you know how long? A shrug. He holds up one finger, then two fists. 100? Another shrug and a nod. 100 year, 100 year, what the fuck, holy shit. I murmur it to myself, in slight belief. It could be more. I doubt she has been keeping track of every day. The world out there, the world I come from, it may as well be another planet for her. I'm sorry. It's incomprehensive to me. I cannot fathom that much time passing, unable to talk to anyone. How lonely that must be. She's closed her eyes yet again, though I've been interpreting her silence as serene. I wonder if that's how she feels. Those yes or no questions are practically the extent of what I can ask her. There's still much of a gulf between who she is and what I know of her. Centuries worth of solitude. In all that time, have you ever spent time like this with someone else? Without opening her eyes or looking at me, she shakes her head again. I'm the only one? No. I fall silent too, my head still reeling. There are so many things that I want to ask and want to know. How did she die? Why did her spirit stick around? Does she know about the thing we saw in the snow? Why am I the first person she shown herself to? But there's no way she could answer, and even if she could, I wonder if she would want to. Is it impolite to remind the ghosts that they're dead? It's morbidly funny to me that these are questions I have to ask myself. Tara would love this. Tara would. I pushed that thought out of my head too. Tara's not here right now, it's just me and Abigail. Would you like me to read that other book? Her grin returns, the moment of melancholy dispelled. Seems I made the right call in changing the subject. I show her the cover before I crack it open, enjoying that new book smell. This is a book I read a lot when I was younger. It's about a girl who wants to be a hero. So she goes on a quest with her best friend to prove herself. It's a little childish, I guess, but maybe you'd like it? Abigail claps her hands and nods. I have a feeling I could read the dictionary to her and she would be satisfied, but I don't mention that. Okay, I smooth the crease and open to the first page. Once upon a time, it's a story that I could probably recite by heart. My mom used to read it to me when I was a little girl, and it was one of the books that I used to learn to read. I was both surprised and excited to see that there was a copy in Eisenfeld bookstore. I settle into an easy cadence of reading. Though I'm not used to reading out loud, it starts to feel pretty natural after only a couple of pages. Yeah, well, I'm not used to reading out loud as well, but yeah, it's good. It's good, you know, it's very good. I mean, like, I also make a lot of mistakes when reading out loud. That's why I have to cut here and there. My excuse is that I'm not an English native speaker, so yes. Maddie, what's your excuse? No? Fuck you then. So yeah, I hope you guys forgive my mistakes, so let's keep on going. Like my mom used to do, I give all the characters different voices. I don't have quite the range that my mom does, but Abigail seems to enjoy it all the same. She smiles and laughs in all the right places. It makes my heart warm to see how much she is enjoying it. Her eyes are closed yet again, but she looks quite content. After we finish chapter 2, Abigail scoots a little closer and rests her head near my shoulder. I pause mid-sentence, surprised, but resume just a second later. Though I can't feel her there, the sentiment is clear. I keep reading. Sometimes I glance down, and I see that her eyes are open, reading along. Her lips mouth the same words I am. One time, she catches me looking and blushes, but I smile and continue going. After we finish chapter 4, I finally pause. My mouth is dry, and my jaw is starting to hurt a little bit. I must have been reading aloud for close to an hour. Even though I stop, Abigail doesn't sit up or open her eyes. Her hand rests on my arm, and I set the book aside. Do ghosts need sleep? There's another question I can ask, but maybe at a different time. Right now, I'm happy to let her pretend. Quietly, I hum a song. It's different from the radio. A title I can't remember, but that's always stuck in my head. I'm extremely off-key, I'm sure, but I don't care. It just feels right. When I stop, she finally opens her eyes and sits back up. As we gaze at each other, she mouths two words that I don't have to be good at reading lips to decipher. Thank you. No problem. I hope you like the story. First, she claps, and then she places one hand over her heart. I laugh, flattered but also a little embarrassed. I think that's all I can do today, but we should read more sometime. If you want to, I mean. I already know the answer, but she gives me an emphatic nod all the same. Okay, it's a promise. She touches her heart again, and I smile. I should probably head back to the cabin soon. People will start to get suspicious if I'm gone for too long. Abigail cocks her head like an owl, curious. Haven't told my friends about you yet. It's sort of like our secret, I guess. and I want to keep it that way for a little while longer. She smiles in agreement. Oh man, this is fucking adorable. Holy shit. I think Maddie is in love. Time skip time, you can't get rid of me that easily. Believe me, I tried. Abigail and I have been spending a lot of time together since the last scene, and we've gotten to know each other a lot better. At this point in the story, she's also able to talk, which makes things a lot easier. For someone who hasn't spoken to another human being in over 200 years, she's a surprisingly excellent conversationalist. And you two are on a date in this scene, right? No, we're just talking, that's all. Just going for a walk and talking. That's perfectly normal. Just a chance for the two of us to enjoy each other's company. Hang on a second, the next few scenes don't have them in me. Shouldn't Abigail be introducing them instead? We actually never had a chibi's bridesmaid for her, so we can... Oh. Hey, it's me, Abigail. What? I'm really spooky, and I just love Maddie so much. I'm glad we're dating now. Just roll the damn scene. What the fuck, man? This is actually funny. I'm enjoying this. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave this episode here. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section below. If you actually enjoyed the video, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. As always, I hope to see you again.